What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here. Welcome to round 19 of season 4 of my F1 2016 career mode. If you're new to my channel, do remember to hit that subscribe button. We do have season 5 coming up, and that's going to be very exciting. I'm kind of rushing through the rest of season 4. We don't have too much to play for apart from getting them resource points, but it's all for fun, really. You can see we do have quite a weak car overall, unfortunately, but we've had some decent races, especially the American Grand Prix last time out. That was really fun. We did only end up P17, but yeah, there was a lot of action. Hoping for the same today at the Mexico City Grand Prix track. I don't know what the official name is, but history here, not very good at all. We've had no success, and I'm just hoping for a decent race overall. Wheel-to-wheel action. I think points might be a bit too difficult to come by us, but into qualifying, first lap, and I was quite good overall in the first two sectors, only 8 tenths off current pole sitter Vettel in Q1, but this final sector is so tricky. The AI are just so OP compared to myself. I don't know if it's me. If you've got any tips for the final sector, then please do help me out, but I think the AI are very OP around there. But after our first lap, we were 7 tenths quicker than our teammate Marcus Ericsson, not too far off Grosjean ahead of us, about 8 tenths, so I think we possibly could make that up, depends how well we do. And this is our final run. Once again, we'll be trying to gain more time in the final sector. You can just see how difficult me just fighting the car, and it's just so twitchy. But we are around half a second up on our previous lap, so we could get close to Grosjean. I don't think we're going to jump him, come to the line. Still P21, 2.4 seconds off current first place sitter Nico Hulkenberg. So we've out-qualified Ericsson by 7 tenths, and yeah, it's our classic position of P21, but only 4 tenths off Verline, so that's not too bad for qualifying. But looking forward to the race. It looks like there's no rain in the air. It's a very sunny day in Mexico. I think it's the highest Grand Prix track on the calendar, so the air is pretty thin, and that should affect things like slipstream and tyre wear and engine performance. I think it is, thinking back to the real-life Grand Prix. There's the Drivers' Championship, realistically between two drivers, Kimi Raikkonen and Daniel Ricciardo. One of them definitely has an advantage if you look at the grid, and Daniel Ricciardo actually does have pole position, so that's going to be a big help for him. He's looking for his second world title after he won Season 2, beating me to the title, unfortunately, and obviously Kimi Raikkonen won in 2007. So let's pass it over to Crofty for the grid for today's race.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It was a good showing from Red Bull in qualifying, and Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Rosberg, Kvyat, Max Verstappen and Palmer, Hamilton, Magnussen, Raikkonen and Sergio Perez, Sainz, Bottas, Nico Hulkenberg and Alonso, Button, Massa, Romain Grosjean and Esteban Gutierrez, Haryanto and Verline, Sauber and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So we move on to the strategy now, and you can see the original strategy was soft, medium. My thinking is the mediums are absolutely horrific around here, so I'm going to try and avoid them if possible. I'm going to try and go for 2 soft stints and then end on the super softs. I think it might be a bit tricky to stretch them softs out, but let's wait and see what happens. So, building up to the Mexican Grand Prix, 5 lights and lights out, and away we go. We don't get a great start compared to anyone really, because it looks like they're all on super soft. Even Ericsson's got a better start than us for one, so he's got the inside line. I really wanted the inside line, so I thought, damn it, Marcus. So I'm going to have to go for the outside, even though we're squeezing him. Look how close everyone is ahead. 5 wide. It could be carnage in turn 1 here, and it looks like there's been a crash. Are we going to go all the way around the outside? Even with yellow flags, I was hoping, please don't give me a warning. We do get a warning here for taking sides, but we've jumped up to P8 on the first lap once again. That's exactly the same as what happened at Texas, where the AI just all crashed into each other. We went from 19th to 8th. This time it's 21st to 8th, and the virtual safety car has come out. That was absolute carnage. I guarantee a lot of cars there have got damage, so that's going to help us no end. And we can just see how crazy it gets into turn 1. I think they nearly get 5 wide. The slipstream is so OP that the AI just can't control themselves into turn 1. There's cars just turning right. It's a left-handed corner next. That's not the way to go. And you just see the Sauber. We just come through and take so many positions. At first I thought it was Vettel's fault here, but I didn't see that he gets a nudge from the right from the Toro Rosso. The Mercedes is locking up, just so many cars out of control, and Vettel's gonna go over the curb here, so we don't know where the Toro Rosso's going. He's just flying over that sausage curb on the inside. I think that's Ricciardo who spins, Sainz spins, and someone else does. It was absolutely crazy. The VSC is coming to an end. I'm eager to get as close to Sainz as possible, and away we go. Green flag race, and let's see what we can do. Sainz is very slow there, and he's actually coming into the pits. I nearly follow him. Ah, that's a bad exit, and I just struggled to get the power down on that final corner. It's just so difficult, and with the soft tyres compared to the AI's super softs around us. But we're looking good overall so far. P7 after one lap, which is absolutely incredible. 14 positions gained again, just like in America. But looks like Rosberg couldn't get past then. The AI side by side through the first chicane is always good because they hold each other up so much. You can see with Palmer and Kvyat ahead of us, and behind us Magnussen and Rosberg, so we might have a run here on Kvyat. Can we get close? He's very slow. We're going to go for it up the inside into turn 3 here, and I think we've got it done. Brilliant move there. We've just got to take advantage of the the actions of the AI. It's just not great will-to-will racing from them, but unfortunately Ericsson did have to go into the pits because he had some damage, and his race really didn't last long. Slightly longer than a lap, and his engine has failed, so hopefully that doesn't happen to us. But he can't even park it up properly. He has to graze the wall. Skimming to lap 5, and we weren't really under too much pressure, but now the super soft runners are going into the pits. Look at me struggle once again. And our home favourite Sergio Perez has got a great run on us. That Force India does have straight line speed, quite a bit of it, I know from last season. And Perez easily gets it done. Kvyat's trying to fight on the left hand side as well, but he doesn't have the straight line speed of the Force India. Perez, yeah, we have nowhere to go. He defends very well then, gets P6 and nabs that off us. And I don't think we'll have enough grip to fight back on these soft tyres, unfortunately. But we'll be looking to take these tyres to around lap 14, and then another 14 laps on another set of softs. But there's more super soft runners coming into the pits. See, our tyre wear isn't too bad overall. Helped slightly by the virtual safety car, so that's going to come into things. And hallelujah! We're about to take the lead. All the super soft runners have come into the pits. We're the lead one on the alternate tyres, and yes, I did celebrate there on the straight. Very happy to take the lead there. Lap 11 now, and Max Verstappen is right on the back of me. I think he was the actual race leader. So he's on the mediums after making one pit stop, and he's going for the move here. And the Red Bull really does not have great straight line speed. I mean, I should know that was my car for the first 6 races of the season. Did win in Monaco, but didn't have too much success overall. That's why I got sacked. That's why I'm with Sauber, but I'm fighting tooth and nail with Verstappen. I will get the better of you. I should be in that car, and we defend the lead. But you can see on the minimap, there's a huge train on the start-finish straight right now. And I don't know who that is holding everyone up, but that could do us very nicely indeed later on in the race. Hopefully we can stay ahead of them when we make our first pit stop, and it's coming up, our first pit stop. Tyre wears high 50s at the moment. Verstappen's still struggling to get past me, just doesn't have the straight line speed. Lewis Hamilton in our slipstream as well, doesn't look like he's going for the move, so it looks like we might be able to defend from Max once again. Go round the outside and get the inside line for turn 2. That was my plan in this first corner. Got to take advantage of the AI, and they really do hold each other up. I'm just looking behind me. Verstappen loses so much momentum there, and it gives us a bit of breathing space. We're pretty good in Sector 1 and 2. As I keep saying, it's Sector 3, the stadium section. So difficult. So lap 14, and we're getting seriously put under pressure. Verstappen, but Hamilton tries to make it 3 wide. He's got much better straight line speed in that Mercedes, which at times is very surprising. Ricciardo is going on the attack as well. He might take his team in, trying to look to get Hamilton back, but no. He's got the lead of the race. He's got the big advantage at the moment, because if no one else gets past me, I'll be holding them up, and he can scamper off into the distance. Ricciardo and Verstappen have seriously held each other up there. They actually made contact a couple of times in that chicane, so that's giving me breathing space once again. I decided to stretch these tyres out to lap 15 because I knew with the virtual safety car we've saved a bit of tyre wear, so I just wanted a shorter stint on the next soft compounded tyres. So we're coming into the pits, taking the bollard with us. I apologise to all bollard lovers because I will be destroying them in all pit stops in this race. So where are we going to end up? So we've got the softs on 2.9, not a great stop once again from the Sauber guys, unfortunately, and we're going to come out in P14 it looks like. So we don't have any traffic, we have fresh tyres. Let's see what we can do. I think this could be overall our genuine position. Obviously the super soft runners did get the undercut, And yeah, we are one of the slower drivers, but we did catch up to Kvyat, Rosberg and Raikkonen here. Raikkonen really does need to be doing better in terms of the Drivers' Championship, because Ricciardo, I think he's in the top 3. Alonso putting us under pressure, and it's safe to say the Honda power unit has been improved in this career mode, because he has a lot better straight line speed than the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso. They seem to be 2 of the slower cars. Look at him go. He doesn't have better straight line speed than me though, and he brakes very early and then lets the brake go again. That was really strange, but we defend from him up to P13 now, and I don't know if we've got an outside shot of points, but that was my thinking for this race. See if we can nab a 10th place. I know it's going to be very tricky, especially with the car's head getting away. I just couldn't keep up in the 3rd sector. So Alonso going for round 2. Can he get us this time? He's going for the inside. I do like to squeeze the AI to the inside and then move over to the left to get the best run into turn 1. That was my plan, just to keep doing that, because the AI taking a shallow entry into turn 1. It's like the first corner of Suzuka. They usually go wide. Here it's a different type of corner, so they could kind of just go straight on into me, and I suppose they would spin and that'd be their fault. But Alonso coming back into turn 3, we defend nicely, and there's a bit of a train ahead now. I think it's Amana who's holding everyone up there, and there's a Renault side by side with someone else as well, so side by side action ahead will do us nicely. And that was the point. So the points, we could nab a point. I thought it was there for the taking, and now, yeah, cars getting very intense ahead, especially through that first chicane. Kvyat, he's getting closer and closer. I thought, I've got to pounce here, try and go for a dive bomb if I can. We go for a different line here, trying to get better traction. We've got the softer compounder tyres up the inside. It just leaves the door open, and we aggressively get through there up to P11. The points are there. Let's see if we can keep up with Rosberg and Raikkonen here. I knew it would be incredibly difficult, and our tyres are getting on a little bit, but yeah, once again, we just can't get a good run out the final corner. I honestly think there's nothing I could do. I think even if I had like traction control on, that wouldn't do anything. So Kvyat gets the move done here. We're going to try and switch back and go for the inside. So this is a different type of overtake, and can we get it done? Can we do it? Yes, we can. Back into P10 now, as someone has pit. There's so many pit stops in this Mexican Grand Prix. It's so difficult to keep note of, because I think this is the main race where drivers do alternate strategies. Like, strategies are just all up in the air. It just gets so confusing, especially from a commentary point of view. But this is Carlos Sainz. He has retired from the race. His engine has blown, so he is out. He is one of the front runners, so that could help us out as well. I think he might have been behind us due to a pit stop though, but his teammate seems to be running pretty strong as he tries to get past for the 3rd time. And can he do it this time? We're in the slipstream, and he's out. He brake checked us there. What's he doing? Team radio coming up.
He brake tested me. What the is going on?
Understood, we're reporting it. Focus on
I have
restart.
damage, I think.
I had to do it, guys. I had to include that. You know, after Lewis Hamilton brake checked Sebastian Vettel at Baku, absolutely disgusting behaviour. Troll me in the comments now. I'm only joking. I'm not going to get into that debate, but yeah. I just had to include that team radio. So, Kvyat, oh, we're trying to put the pressure on. A bit of a mistake here, so we have to go all the way over the grass. And yeah, surprisingly we don't get a warning for that. I think we gained a little bit of time, if anything, but we do let Kvyat pass, of course, because we can't be taking positions by cutting the corner. And, oh god, that was a bit of a struggle, wasn't it? I told you I do struggle in that final sector. We're lucky. I don't think we actually got any damage from... our left side of the wing is slightly less brighter green. Wow. There's just so many colours that, yeah, front wing can go. Massa gets past. I think he's got another pit stop to make. He's usually further back than this, but can we get back past him? Doesn't look like we can. So if we slot him behind us, he can pull us towards our pit stop, because we are pitting at the end of this lap. You can see how much we're fighting with the wheel. It is getting very tricky. Front left, I think, was the most worn tyre, 59%. So we've managed these tyres pretty well. And now we're coming in for the super softs. I think most drivers have pit, but if you look at the minimap, there is a big huddle of cars back there. So I don't know if we're going to come out behind it or in the middle of it. This pit stop, is, what's it going to be? 3.4. We got held up by Grosjean there, unfortunately. And it looks like we're going to come out in P16. Ah, that's a bit disappointing. But we have fresh super soft tyres, but so do a few cars ahead of us. So I don't know where we're going to end up here. It's going to be very interesting to see if we can make the most of these super softs earlier on. But there's 3 cars ahead of us battling. I don't think we're getting again in the points, unfortunately. There was a thought earlier on, but I think we might be fighting for around P12, 13 possibly. Luckily for us, Alonso, and is that Gutierrez? Yes, them two both pit. Someone else is coming out the pits now. That is Felipe Massa. So he's a little bit ahead of us, unfortunately. So we're up to P14. We possibly might be defending this position. So let's see what we can do. With Jensen Button just behind us, and you can see we're trying to go through the S's, and we're pushing so hard that we are making a few mistakes and sliding around. But I did notice something into turn 1. This, ironically, just like last season, is Verstappen and Vettel battling and Ricciardo chasing after them. I thought this was funny, but Ricciardo for the championship, oh, that's not gone well for him. Where is Raikkonen? That is the key thing, because I didn't think Ricciardo had damage in that incident, but he actually did pit at the end of the lap, so I think he comes out in around 11th place, so that's not good for his championship. Where is Raikkonen? Raikkonen! He's got a shot at winning this because Ricciardo is trying his best to throw it away. Button goes to the move here. We're going to go for our classic defensive move around the outside. We do have the grippier tyres, but Button does have pretty good pace and decent straight line speed. It just sounds insane to say the McLaren Honda has decent straight line speed. And now we're coming to the end of lap 33. 3 laps to go, and Grosjean's joined the battle now. Myself, Grosjean, and Button fighting for P14. I think the Haas does have better straight line speed, not 100%, but it looks like we're going to get sandwiched here. We are 3 wide going into turn 1, trying to get back in the slipstream of the Haas driver. I had no idea where Button was at this moment, so I thought, I'm going to go back up the inside lane, breaking. Oh, we've made contact, damage our front wing. We've given Grosjean a nudge there, and oh, we've got damage. It's not major, so we'll be able to continue, but that was a bit messy. It really was, and I think Grosjean might have a problem. There's a yellow flag out. We'll see the replay. That was quite a hit. I didn't realise how big of a hit that was at first.
What the rental guy? What was that? Fox, I think I've got damage on the front wing. What the rental guy?
Now we're preparing for a front wing. We'll change the front wing.
And this was surprising. I haven't seen this often where I've made contact with a car and then they get a puncture. I haven't seen that between the AI that often either, so I was surprised that happened. So I do apologise to Grosjean for that. I didn't realise yeah, just how severe that contact was. Button on the inside gets 2 hits as well. But we continue here, getting put under pressure by Button on the penultimate lap, and I go a bit wide here. I actually can't remember, but I might have done that on purpose to get DRS, and I'm trying my best to stay as close to Button as possible, but I think I did do that on purpose to get DRS here, which it's a bit of a tactic, I've got to say, just to try and get P14 back. But Hulkenberg is right on my rear. He's got fresher tyres, so we might be going 3 wide here. I'm using the slipstream of the McLaren Honda, trying to get a gap so I can go straight through the middle. It's going to be very close into turn 1. 3 wide once again. Remember what happened last time? Hulkenberg's going to cut the corner, and he doesn't make contact. We go around the outside of Jensen. How we didn't make contact there, I have no idea. I thought Hulkenberg was just going to plow into the side of me. I left so much room. I look a bit out of control there, but fair play to Hulkenberg for avoiding me there. And I didn't think Button would make any contact, but let's see on board with Nico. He does cut the corner. I thought he'd go straight on, but no, he slows down pretty well. So we continue trying to defend P40. Max Verstappen has won the race, but we're still in defensive mode. We're 3 wide once again, and there's a big contact. No, what's going on here? Oh, we've lost it. We're going to have to cut all over the grass. Button has taken the position, and I had a feeling that Button turned into me there. I don't think that one was my fault. Let's see, 3 wide once again. And it looks 3 into 1, just doesn't work, does it? Looks like I turn right, Hulkenberg turns left, and Button's just a sandwich. And that's a great thumbnail, me doing rally cross. So let's see on board with Hulkenberg. You can just see I just seem to turn right here, and then Hulkenberg has nowhere to go, and he just stops. He doesn't do what I do and cut across the grass. On board with Jensen, I think this is the view which will show what actually happens. I think Jensen slightly turns left into me. We'll slow it down in this replay. I checked my onboard footage, and I'm turning left to go into the corner. So Jensen, you can see slightly inputting left, and I think that's what hits my rear, turns me right into Hulkenberg, and then Button just luckily gets through there. So Jensen, that is dirty, very dirty, but he gets through. Another messy incident. It's not been a great final couple of laps, and the hands go up apart from Jensen's, who's too busy concentrating on the driving. He gets P40. Now we're trying to defend P50. We have grass all over the tyre, so our grip is awful. And now Alonso has a run, and he's going to go for it around the outside. Can he get it done? We try to defend brake late, and oh, we've locked up. We've made contact with Alonso, and there's been contact behind us. Him and Gutierrez have crashed out. Oh man, this has been so dirty of me, I've got to say. That one is my fault. I didn't mean to do that once again. I just didn't have enough grip to slow the car down. And Alonso gets very unlucky here. Not his fault. He gets a nudge. Oh, second nudge again for another puncture. I can't believe that's happened twice in the space of a couple of laps on board with Gutierrez. I think he might be an innocent victim here. He just goes straight into Alonso, who comes back onto the track. And yeah, sorry guys, that's been a very messy end to the race, but it has been entertaining, I've got to say. The fireworks are out for Max Verstappen, who's won this Mexican Grand Prix. That was very entertaining and very fun to drive, but we are going to come home in a very decent P15. Happy with that result. Yes, no points today, but a solid drive and a great video, I've got to say. The highlights package is absolutely brilliant. So Verstappen wins the Grand Prix. Where did Ricciardo and Raikkonen finish? Raikkonen finished P5. Ricciardo finished P12 with an extra pit stop. So Raikkonen is getting 10 points on Daniel Ricciardo. So the gap is down to 20 odd points. I can't remember exactly, we'll see in a second. We end up finishing P15. We beat Force India Williams Haas, or two Haas's in a McLaren, so I'm happy with that. I don't know what kind of penalty Palmer's got. That's a very big time penalty, but there we go. 20 points at the top of the championship with 2 races to go. 50 points to play with. World champion for season 4 is going to be Daniel Ricciardo or Kimi Raikkonen. I'm excited to see what happens there. We've got a great shot of finishing P14. Palmer doesn't score that many points, does he? He might not jump over us, and I think Furlan and Bottas are too far behind. So P13 or P14 likely for us. In the constructors, Red Bull look... yeah, it looks like they probably will win it, and we're just solidly in 9th place, just ahead of McLaren. So, if you have enjoyed this Mexican Grand Prix, please do leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time out. Goodbye.